welcome to the Late Night Snacking Podcast.
We're your hosts, Devin and Anita, and this is our weekly podcast where we grab a blanket and some snacks and talk about all things relationships, growing pains, and navigating through, honestly, life itself.
We hope our experiences encourage others to grow to become the best versions of themselves, and for their relationships. Grab a snack and let's go! What is up, snackers? Woo! Welcome back to the pod.
What's going on? How are you doing? And welcome to the Late Night Snacking Podcast.
The what?
The most wholesome podcast, the most open podcast, and the most honest podcast in the world.
Please come sit down. Thank you. Okay. Good boy. Hi, y'all. The vibes, I'm going to be very transparent, are very chaotic at the moment, if I must say. One, we have the dog. We are trying to test his behavioral.
Because usually we'll lock him up in his crate.
Yeah.
Or in his pen or whatever while we do the podcast. But
he's showing us exactly why we do lock him up.
Yeah, just a lot of movement.
He won't stop moving around. He just wants to be in the mix. But yeah. And before we started hitting record, the sound wasn't working. And
yeah, sound went out of nowhere.
It's just been, I'm stressed, to say the least. But we are here. It's another Wednesday. We are happy and excited to be with y'all. And let's just get this show on the road, shall we?
Yep.
All right. So welcome back to the pod. What's new? What's been going on? We are officially, according to my tracker, we are 102 days out from Le Wedding. How do you feel? Hendrix, come sit down, please.
Kind of ready for it to get him a little anxious, but in a good way.
I think that's probably how I can describe it too, is just like I'm nervous, but it's funny because how the camera's cut right now, I'm pretty sure they can't see him, but I
probably can't.
If you're on YouTube, just know that where my right hand is right now, his face is right here. But anyways, yes, I'm anxious, but I'm really excited. I think the best thing is just going to be seeing how all of this planning and all of these visions we have are going to come to life, what it's actually going to look like day of. So I'm just ready for it to be here.
About 3 months out.
Yeah.
So it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner. But it's good stuff. What else is new? Oh, your birthday is coming up.
Birthday is coming up. It's next Monday.
Yes.
The 22nd.
Dirty 30.
Yeah, so if you would like to donate to the festivities. But really the funds is really going to go to my bachelor trip. So if you would like to donate to my bachelor trip, I will definitely drop my cash out. So
we'll drop the cash up in the whatchamacallit, it's not comment box, the description box.
Yeah.
We'll leave it in there for y'all. But yeah, so that'll be exciting too. We have a fun weekend planned. Yeah, we can't go without celebrating. This is a big milestone for you.
Yeah. Turning 30.
Turning 30, getting married this year. This is...
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, a lot happening at once, but good things. Good things happening. So, yeah, we are post-gym, actually. I don't know if y'all could tell by my glow.
Oh, yeah, we just left the gym.
My sweat glow. But yeah, I think we told y'all last episode that we started a workout vlog last year and we did one video of it and we never came back. So I'm determined this year to not be.
Last.
Yeah, I'm determined to not be on that type of time. So Gotta get right. Gotta get in the gym. And that's just, we gotta get it done. We know what we gotta do. So.
Yeah. Just trying to go hard. You know what I'm saying? Get some of these muscles. These gains. All of that.
I was just about to say, the gains.
That's what we on. That's what we got going. So.
Yeah.
So but today's episode is going to be...
Wait. We got to do the slacking. We got to do the snacks. Like.
Oh, yeah. This is...
you just want to hop right into it.
Yeah, man. Because like I said, this season, man, I'm not really into wasting the viewers' time no more.
Oh,
with the small talk. I be wanting to give them the meat, what they came for.
Oh,
you know?
Wow. No small talk. Okay.
That's just, that's just the vibes, man. We need to start getting right into it. Y'all are here for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We need to give y'all what y'all came for.
Comment below if you actually like to hear us talk in the beginning. And if you don't, say we don't care.
Or what you do best, don't respond at all. No answer is an answer.
Anyway, is not say anything.
Oh, but the late night slacking?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's go ahead and get into that this week.
Tonight's late night slacking. One of my favorite things to do while she's asleep.
It's not okay.
Is put filters on her.
It's not okay.
So this is what we do. This is me and her.
This is harassment. So, that's what it is.
Dead sleep. Had no idea what was going on. That's the perfect. Especially when you get the filters with two. Where you can use it like.
Because then both of us have the filter on.
Yeah, then we just both look ridiculous. So. The late night slacking gallery has been blessed once again.
It's you cheesing. Like, that's what gets me is that you're being a troll. And you're okay with it. That's the problem. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed that. Let us know if you're enjoying the late night slacking. I think they're funny.
Yeah.
Let us know if y'all, think they're funny or whatever. But yeah, we just wanted to switch it up. That's kind of what we're doing a lot of this season is just trying new things, switching it up.
Seeing what works.
We're in a very transitional phase. So we're literally throwing noodles to the wall, seeing what sticks and just going with it. So
hope y'all like the late night slacking, man.
Yeah, sorry if it's a little unhinged for y'all, but if you like it,
great. It's going to get crazy.
It is.
It's going to get crazy. Like...
Come sit down.
Dude almost slipped and failed on his own blanket. Like,
and that's why I can't be mad because he looked dumb, like slipping and falling.
I'm like, dude, just sit down. Crazy.
And you see, he just sat his ass down because he almost hurt himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it took for him. Like, I don't know.
You know how like little kids be doing that too? Like they go hard, but then they almost like fall off something, and then they're just quiet and they sit down because
they ease out.
You went too far.
Try to do too much, man. Mm-hmm. It wasn't in the cards for you.
Wasn't in the cards, but all right. Let's get into the snacks. Wait, where's yours?
I don't have one.
Ooh.
Actually, so yeah.
Okay.
Not very like me, but
Yeah, that's like me. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
Feel normal.
Okay. Word. Well, I have some popcorn. I was trying to think of a good like post-gym snack. Those are really hard, especially if you work out at night, because obviously you don't want to have things that are like too sugary, too heavy. So just went with some light popcorn. Doesn't take too much to get you full, low cal.
Pink Himalayan sea salt.
Pink Himalayan sea salt. The brand is Lesser Evil. You can get it. Well, we get it at Aldi of course. So, get on to that if you're into popcorn.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's tasty. Yeah, tasty for low cal stuff. So, all right. I guess we'll stop wasting their time, as you say. And I guess introduce what we're doing tonight.
So something a little different. Decided to do like an individual episode. This is for anybody who's watching, but I just kind of want to talk to the guys, talk to the fellas, see if I can give us some empowering words Just trying to lead this generation of men to, into the right direction. And I'm by no means am I a therapist. We always say this. So this is all perspective stuff. These are just things that I think are important. But the topic mainly is like about becoming like your best self, or just trying to reach like that God body form of just straight, like, just like all, just mainly getting into yourself, who you're supposed to be, who you're meant to be, your capabilities and everything like that. So just kind of want to dive into that with the fellas and talk about shaping some leadership, especially in my position, who is getting married, going to be leading that, being the head of a household. So some things that need to take place.
Word.
Before that happens. So yeah.
Well, I'm here for it. I know when we originally talked about it, we were like, should we do solo episodes? Like, that's kind of weird because we both do the podcast and it's our thing or whatever. But I think it's great just because, like, we've had episodes where we'll be like asking questions from like a male perspective, a female perspective, all this stuff. But I kind of like the direct speaking to the audience that we're trying to reach.
Yeah.
So like in this case, like there's a specific crowd that you want to talk to, and like maybe I'll do a ladies episode where there's things that are on my heart that I want to share with like the women that tune into the podcast. So yeah, like I just said, we are in like this season 5 is literally just like we're just trying a bunch of different stuff. We're transitioning a lot of different things. We're letting things go. We're bringing new things in. So that is very evident in our podcast as well. So it's something new. If y'all really enjoy it, please give us feedback and let us know if you like the solo episodes. But it is something that we're going to try and just see how it sticks, truly. So at this time, I'm going to step out so Devin can literally have the floor and have the platform and speak to the audience, and that will be that. So, love y'all. I will see y'all next Wednesday. And, babe, take it away.
What's going on, y'all boys? Yeah, man. So it's just me tonight, just us, right? Just me and you. This is a safe place. I want to establish that first and foremost. I think it was the New Year's episode where we were kind of talking about some things we wanted to change or some things we wanted to do for the new year. And I know I went into talking about just reaching your higher self, being the absolute best person you can be, the best version of yourself. So I've been putting a lot of thought into that. I do feel like it's important, especially for men, to be able to kind of reach that God body form, which is, to me, like just being on top of your shit, honestly. Being on your P's and Q's, being disciplined, not, making all the hard decisions, not complaining, getting whatever task needs to be done, getting it done, and just being the best version of yourself. Feeling good, hygiene is good, health is good, your diet, things of that nature. So want to dive into that. And so the main thing I guess you can ask yourself is like, what does that require, becoming like your best self or reaching that like God form? The first point I have, and like I said, and this is just all perspective, but the first point that I have is discipline. I feel like as men we should. It's not an easy thing. Let's get that out of the way. Like being disciplined, it is difficult. especially when you're so used to living a certain way or doing like your own thing. Like it's hard to get into a routine of doing things that need to be done and sticking to your guns. So I feel like in order to reach like that God body form, the foundation I think should be like your discipline. So I know for me, who I'm getting married soon, right? So I have to be disciplined when one, I'm with my fiance and when I'm not with her. So let's go ahead and dive into like, yes, the grass is greener on the other side. Of course it is. Of course you can find somebody who is more handsome or more pretty or makes more money or, has swag or whatever. Like, of course you can find that type of person or whatever, but is it worth sacrificing what you already have with your person if you are in a situation like I'm in with like getting married, having a fiance or a girlfriend or whatever? Like, you go out, and you know how it is going out with the boys, like, or just going out, by yourself, and you see girls that, or women that are attractive or whatever, and just, I feel like we fall into that trap of like, we go out and we see something that we like, and then, it's like, oh, well, she doesn't have to know, or she's not here, or, even if it's like just having a conversation or whatever, like, that's fine, but you can't, like, you have to have the discipline to not let that go any farther than just small talk or conversation or whatever. Like, it's okay to, like, speak. I'm not saying, like, go out and just be rude to people, but if you're, if you're in a relationship, if you're with somebody, fellas, respect her, you know what I mean, by, not giving in so easily. I know things going to be appealing to the eye, but stick to your guns, man, and be disciplined. Understand that the ground that you've covered so far with your person it's not worth to give that up to go find, God knows whatever it is you're looking for. Like I said, the grass is green on the other side, but is it worth sacrificing what you have to find out if it is? To me personally, I don't think it is. So, discipline. Discipline with keeping yourself together. Keeping your stuff and keeping yourself in check, keeping all your affairs in order. Keeping your space clean, because in my opinion, or what I was told, is you can tell a lot about a man by the way his room looks or his area. If you have clothes and clutter and stuff everywhere, if your room and your house is chaotic, it probably means that your life is chaotic too. And that is not always the case, but usually you can tell, like, by a man, like, his space, what type of lifestyle he has, and like, is he busy or is he just kind of chilling, laid back? So yeah, keeping your area clean, keeping your affairs in order, making sure we stay on top of all our personal stuff, haircuts, stay on top of bills and things of that nature, because in order to lead, you're going to need discipline, especially if who you're leading or the group of people you're leading or your partner or whatever has no discipline or lack discipline. That's kind of up to you to kind of like take the reins and establish some type of order. It's better that way, I think, in my opinion. Another point I have is what you consume. We live in a society now where we're constantly being blasted with all types of information, rather it's, wars or, any other local bad news of things that happen. So I think for men, in order for us to keep a strong mental, it's important that we consume constructive things. So not getting caught up in drama, rather it be, drama with guys or drama with, women or whatever. Being drama free is the ideal way. I wouldn't consider, consuming a lot of social media, even though like I said, we live in a society now where we're constantly being blasted in the face with it. So I kind of look at the things I'm consuming on social media. You don't want to get too wrapped up in like celebrity gossip and tabloids and stuff like that, because it doesn't amount to anything, and it doesn't do anything for yourself, though it can be entertaining sometimes. Yeah, sure, but I mean, that's nothing that you can use in, I guess, your relationship if you're in one. Like, you can't use that in a relationship. Like, it's not useful. And so in order for you to be on your game, you can't get distracted by like just straight garbage, just being honest, because doesn't, like I said, does nothing for you. You don't want to, pick up any bad habits or whatever from it. So it's probably best to just kind of like monitor the things that you're intaking. Music as well. Everybody likes what they like, but you ever hear like, when you listen to something so much, or you listen to a particular artist or song or whatever, you kind of like see yourself in their light, like you're a part of whatever they have going on. It's kind of weird, but I mean, it happens. So just being mindful of the things you're consuming. Another point is knowledge. So I feel like in order to reach that, that maximum potential, your brain is a muscle, so you have to constantly feed yourself some type of information. You got to flex that muscle a little bit. You have to work that brain muscle out. So I would say to do a little bit of reading a book or two, or a magazine or anything like that. I mean, it never hurt. It never hurt to kind of, dive into some information, rather that be Nat Geo or anything like that. How to I guess maintain multiple streams of income, just like different things like that. Just, you want to always keep your mind sharp, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, because somebody who displays like good leadership, and somebody who has a lot of discipline, usually they have a knowledge of what they're doing. So they have a knowledge of what it takes to be disciplined, and they have the knowledge to give information on like what to consume, and what's good to consume and what's not good to consume. So definitely, getting your knowledge up, and plus it's a good talking point as well, especially if you're going on a date, and you kind of want to have something interesting to talk about. So it's good to kind of have, a sharp mind, and just kind of like know things, just know random stuff. Like, you're on a date, that stuff you can easily bring up at the table or whatever as a conversation starter. It may even make you seem a little bit more interesting than what you are. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that always helps. So it never hurts to gain a little bit of knowledge, hang out with some smart guys. I was always told, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So you want to surround yourself with some like-minded people who have some knowledge, something they can give you, something for you to ponder on. So definitely seeking knowledge, I think, is how you can help reach that higher self. Spoke a little bit about leadership and what that looks like. So I was telling one of my students the other day, I asked him, I said, what do you think it is to be a leader? Or what do you think like being a leader looks like? And the first thing he said was making people do things or telling people what to do. I literally started laughing, like, because I was like, not necessarily, you know what I mean? A leader just doesn't tell people what to do. They just don't like give people commands. But I told him that a leader usually leads by example. So a leader usually displays his expectations. He displays it through the way he carries himself. So I think leadership is something that all men should go dive head first into. honestly. Though good leadership or great leadership or whatever, it doesn't happen overnight. Once again, the things we've already named will pretty much help you, get to that point of being a great leader, somebody that people look to for answers or, advice or direction. You want to be a good leader is able to guide people or give good direction. So being disciplined, monitoring what you consume and gaining knowledge, I think are 3 good points for being a leader. Also, if you're in a lucky position like me where you get married to somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with and somebody that you love, you kind of want to be somebody that they can depend on. Especially if this is somebody that I'm doing practically spending the rest of my life with. I want them to be able to trust me and trust my decisions and trust my judgment. So the way to that is to display good leadership. Once again, by being disciplined, watching what I consume, and holding a lot of knowledge or gaining knowledge or giving knowledge for that matter. So, yeah, leadership is a big thing, especially for guys, because some of us are probably, want to be fathers one day, so you're going to have kids. And so you kind of got to know what you're doing. You're in control of another life. So you want to know what necessary information to give them and how to guide them, how to lead them down the right path. That way, as you get older and as they get older, you don't have to worry as much because you can trust your parenting. So for men, just playing that part of being a leader, displaying good leadership, and displaying discipline and all that. So fellas, embrace that. Seriously, embrace being a leader, though it can be scary. And a leader doesn't always lead from the front. Most leaders lead from the back. So you don't always have to be in the spotlight in order to lead. You just got to be able to give good direction and be able to guide and take responsibility. So, yeah, leadership is a big part of being, your higher self or becoming your higher self, stepping into that. The next, I guess, category or big part of becoming your better self is practicing good habits. So good habits are things that you can add to your routine that pretty much help you in the long run. Things that you gradually can do better at or better yourself in. So some good habits I have is praying and building a relationship with God. So we don't necessarily talk about it much on the pod, but I do want to say, and especially, this is for everybody, but for guys, if you're a father, if you're already a husband, or you're dating somebody and y'all are getting serious, praying together is very important. I feel like building that relationship with God is, it should be like number one priority, just because without that relationship, without that, like it's gonna make you becoming your higher self or stepping into like that powerful man or a powerful role you're trying to become. It makes that difficult because you can't really get there without the relationship with God and being able to pray. So And that's part of that leadership. If that's something that, if that's something that you're not necessarily doing in your relationship, or guys, that's something you're not necessarily doing, that's a good point. That's a good direction to step into. And I totally understand that people have different beliefs and believe in different things. So whatever you believe in, build that relationship with whatever entity or deity or God that you believe in. I think it's important. Again, that foundation of having a relationship with God can catapult you to reaching that God form a lot faster, actually. If you just, set some time up, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, throughout the day, just kind of take time to yourself and just talk to God about, things that you may be worrying about. If it's something that you want him to show you, that's the best way to do it, is to build a relationship with him and to ask, especially when it comes to being a leader or leading or being like a head of a household. Those are, you want to try to get close as you can to God, because you're going to need him to, guide you through your journey in becoming, a father or a husband in my case. So building that relationship and trying to make a good habit out of praying, I think, is a really good habit to get into, building a relationship and praying. My next point is a diet. I'm turning 30. I understand that people eat what they want. Sometimes we do as well, but I try to consume a lot of healthy foods. I'm not the best at it, but I do what I can. I'm very mindful of the things that I intake, so I think having a healthy diet is is a huge part of becoming a better you, or being a part of that consciousness of being like your higher self. So, because they say if you consume a lot of like trash and garbage food, that's pretty much how you'll feel, and I 100% believe that. So, not overdoing your portions, not consuming a whole bunch of sugar, a whole lot of alcohol, too much. That I grew up on too much of anything isn't good for you. So, I think that as men, especially with all these, as far as like the diabetes and the high blood pressure and the stress and all that stuff, like those are quick factors that can check you out of here real quick. So I think it's part of that longevity. It's part of that physical, because reaching, being your higher self or reaching your higher self is not, it's not just like a spiritual thing or a mental thing. Like, it's a physical thing too. Like, you want to be like on your game in tip top shape, for the rest of your life, I would hope. As you get old, it's going to get harder. You're not going to heal as fast. You're not going to be as agile as you once were. So being able to, digest and consume the right foods, I think will help. And it'll give you that energy. It helps your mental a little bit when you're eating all the right things. And so, it kind of gives you that motivation to keep going and to do better in other places. So I think practicing a good diet is a good habit to get into. Just kind of like watching what you eat and what you consume. Fellas, we don't talk about it enough. Doctor visits. Definitely need to start getting those checkups in, like maybe twice a month, or once every couple of months or whatever, just to make sure that you're on the right track and that you're healthy. Because if you have a family, for all the dads out there and stuff like that, like the worst thing you can do is just kind of give up on like yourself and your body and stuff, because I mean, you have a kid. You know what I mean? It'd be a sad thing for you to check out of here because of you not taking care of yourself. Like, it's important to, take care of your family and take care of those around you, but you can't do that if you don't take care of yourself. So you have to make sure that your health is in check. So, fellas, man, check the prostate, all of that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You're just making sure that you're here, and that you got good health, so you can keep going and continue on your journey to reaching your higher self. So I think doctor visits, is a good habit to get into. Make sure you make your appointments and stuff. So yeah, doctor visits are pretty key, and that's going to be a part of that physical we were talking about too. Just making sure you're physically well. Working out, an overall healthy living, is the last point for good habits. As you can see, we're trying to make a habit out of going to the gym. It's a process. It definitely is a process. Me personally, just going somewhere and just lifting weights is just not fun to me. I'm gonna be honest, but my boy Nate, he said something that made sense. He was just like, bro, I don't go to the gym to lift weights because it's fun. He said, I do it for my health, man, to make sure that, that my body is in tip-top shape or whatever, make sure my physique is how I want it. And so that made a lot of sense. And I think that's part of that maturing thing, that everything that you do is not going to always be fun, but it's for the betterment of yourself, which is what we're talking about, becoming that God form, that, you know what I mean, that supreme body. So becoming that is definitely going to require you to work out. You're going to have to get off your ass, man, and go running or something, go lift some weights, go lift some heavy stuff. So definitely hitting the gym, even if it's 3 times a week, 2 times a week for an hour or so. It really doesn't take much, but just kind of keep that blood flow, making sure you're stretching. So, making a habit out of working out and taking care of yourself and making sure that you're getting you a good workout in, good exercise. Because I feel like that's what's going to help that physical once again. And it's going to help that mental too. You can kind of bury some stress when you're working out, fellas. I know having a long day at work, your boss is on you, you know what I mean, getting on your nerves, or, you got something going on at home. You just got a lot on your plate. Best place to relieve that stress is go to the gym. Lift something heavy, man. Take it out on the weights. So I think that's another good habit is making a schedule to work out and making time to get that good exercise in. Lastly, I want to get into the benefits, what you benefit from reaching this supreme form of, your highest, your higher self, and stepping into the man you were supposed to be. It builds confidence. Especially for me, when all my ducks in a row, all my bills are paid, I still got some money in the bank to kind of play around with. The house is clean, everything is just going right. That's probably the best feeling for me. That's probably when I feel my best, is when I know that all my responsibilities are taken care of. My fiance is happy. She doesn't want for anything. It just makes you feel good. So I think once you reach that supreme form, that God form of yourself, it'll definitely reflect in your confidence, man. It's like you look good, you just feel good. You know what I mean? So it's that type thing. So, fellas, wear that confidence. I feel like I know I can speak for myself. When you display that you're confident in yourself and your capabilities, it's attractive to your partner. It makes her feel comfortable. Knowing that who you are and you're confident in yourself and your abilities. So it makes her feel comfortable to know that, like, you know, I'm trusting the man that I'm with. I can trust him to lead, you know, because he's confident. He wears that confidence. So you can benefit from it, and your partner can benefit from you just, you know, just stepping into your confidence, being yourself. Uh, be nice to yourself. Be proud of yourself. You know what I mean? You don't always have to look for, you know, for a crowd of people to clap for you or to applaud you. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get it from the outside world. But whatever your little tribe is, whether you have kids, if you're a dad, or if you're a husband, you know, or a boyfriend, whatever, like, do it for the people at home. You know, make sure you walk with your head held high. You know what I mean, and wear that confidence. Not like I said, not only for yourself, but for the people at home. Another benefit is feeling good. Just like I spoke on before, you know, when you have all your ducks in a row, there's no better feeling. When the people around you are healthy and they're smiling, there's no better feeling. So, you being your highest self is it just feels good, and it makes everybody else feel good around you, because if they are there for you, then they'll be proud of you and they'll be happy for you. So, and I know, fellas, sometimes we need that, you know, to get us through the day, just that pat on the back. You know what I mean? It kind of makes us feel good, or that compliment from your lady, or, you know, parents, whoever, or a friend, just that little, you know, like, man, I see you, boy. Like, you got it going on, bro. You maintaining. Like, it feels good, man. I know whenever I see my friends, man, I be like, yo, what you got going? And, you know, rather it's, you know, just maintaining, taking care of my family, or, you know, trying to be a better husband, you know, just hanging out with my wife, man, you know, doing what we do. Like, that makes me feel good, man. You know, it's a good feeling, because I look at it like, man, I'm proud of that brother, but it makes me feel good, because he could be doing a lot worse. You know, we've all seen it. You know, we all have that one friend or a couple of friends who, you know, doesn't necessarily know what's going on. They're kind of lost a little bit, and the world's a little bit chaotic. So, yeah, if you can make my day by having a better day. You know what I mean? Just kind of like having your thing going on. So I love that. Just feeling good. Another benefit from being in that supreme form is you be better for your partner. Like, though, for men like us being our highest self and stepping into that supreme form, like, yes, it's great for us, but I feel like on an overall scale, you should kind of want to do it for your partner. You know, I know that's why I'm doing it. Like I said, this is just all perspective. So I know I'm trying to reach that form, or get to that level, for my partner. You know what I mean? It's for myself, of course, but I mean, it's mainly for her, just because we're starting a life together. I know that she trusts me. I know that, you know, she trusts me to lead, but I want to be able to, you know, add on to her glow as well. You know what I mean? Because if I'm glowing, she should be glowing as well. So anything I can do to kind of, you know, brighten her light up a little bit, I'm all for it. So just being better for her, you know, so like we talked about, being disciplined, you know, watching what I'm consuming, and gaining knowledge that I can pass down to her, in which she's smart, you know, so, I mean, usually she's showing me or teaching me stuff. So that's usually how that goes, which is a good thing. So fellas, I would say embrace that too. Embrace that. Be accepting of knowledge and teachings from your partner. You know, you're never too old to learn. You're never going to stop learning, you know, and just because you're a guy and, you know, you've had all these different experiences doesn't mean that we know everything. So our partners can definitely teach us a thing or two. So just be open to that. my last point, as far as benefits go, is leading by example. Once you kind of figure out the road to becoming your supreme self, your higher self, I think it's important to let your light shine, and people need to see that. I'm really big on, like I tell people, like, especially at school, like at my job, like I tell people, like, man, like I'm getting married, man, like, I'm trying to make some moves here and there, trying to be a better person for myself and for my partner, and just leading by example. So my expectations are going to be shown through my actions. So because the way I look at it, fellas, we can't expect something from our partner when we're not even displaying it ourselves. It can't be a one-sided coin. You can't be a hypocrite. You can't expect something and then you're not displaying it. So be a good representation of your expectations, basically, in short. So yeah, that's all I have, man. I just kind of wanted to sit down and get at the fellas a little bit about how we can be better for our women, or whatever lifestyle you live. So yeah, we'll do a little checkpoint real quick. So what it takes, we got discipline, monitoring the things you consume, gaining knowledge, and displaying good leadership. Some good habits to get into to help you project yourself into that higher self. Praying, building a relationship with God, maintaining a pretty decent, healthy diet, going to go get checkups, going to go see your doctors, and working out. Overall healthy living, and the benefits you reap from reaching that supreme self, your higher self, is it builds confidence, it helps you to feel good, it helps you to be better for your partner, which is a key goal for the benefits, and being able to lead by example, just being a people person, being somebody for the people, somebody that people can look up to, or be a good example to be like, oh, I like the way he moves. You know what I mean? I like to, not necessarily be him or be like him, but I admire his ways. So just being that person for people, I think it's a good look for us, fellas. So let's step into that. It's 2024. It's time for us to put the dirtbag shit away. It's time for us to grow up. As a child, we acted like a child, but as we grew up, we had to put away our childish ways. Y'all know how it go. So, yeah, man. Pray for the babies. We still on that. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for coming and sitting with me and, listen to me carry on about what I think it takes to be, God body, to be in tip top on your A game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So fellas, this was one for us. If ain't nobody else proud of you, Dev is proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you. Right or wrong, rather we have the same path or two different paths, I'm praying for you. I want you to do well. We should be praying for each other. You know what I'm saying? We it's not, this life that we live is not easy. We're on borrowed time. So my main thing is just being the best I can be, having as much fun as possible, and trying not to hurt anybody in the process. So with that being said, thank y'all for joining me on the Late Night Snacking Podcast, the most honest podcast, the most open podcast, and the most wholesome podcast in the entire world. Love y'all. Be safe.